And we are back from our break. So, last we left off, you guys just survived a Beastman ambush. It was bloody, it was long, it was almost deadly for a few people in the party. And, yes, and characteristically, similar to what has happened throughout the campaign thus far, Marius Wolf has turned the tide with his acts of heroism and bravery. Seamus, you did hold on. You held your own against a far superior foe, but you just didn't quite have enough to overtake him, though you did get the killing blow. And in doing so, did siphon a little vitality from him, as you apparently now have realized that your sword drinks souls of some kind and then gives the essence to you. And you took on the guise of, Marius, since you're the one who saw it. Seamus wouldn't have no idea what the hell happened. He just felt cold all over his entire body. Marius, you would know that he took on an aspect of what you were told of as a child, as Boogeyman, of essentially Moore's, what would you call them? I wouldn't call them angels. Basically Reapers. The minions of the god of death. He took on an aspect of them. And it was horrifying, though you have seen some horrifying things in your time. And we're not frightened by it, despite the rather jarring effect that it had. And it just as quickly as it took on, as soon as you remove the sword, Seamus, as you pull it free, it leaves you. It fades. And you were standing there. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to back up in case he was about to eat this thing.
Indeed, there is that. We did forget about that. Well, at least I forgot about it. Go ahead and make me that endurance test, sir, to see if you eat this creature in front of you.
Thanks, Marius.
And gain more corruption in the process.
I didn't want you to bite me.
I'm about to bite you.
Stay away from me.
Oh boy, this is a bad night. That's an 82.
Oh shit.
Seamus McCready.
he might have some food on him, you know? I don't know.
He's not able to stifle his urges.
Oh,
and
shit.
After killing this creature, you immediately fall to your knees and begin gorging on the remains, the offal that is pouring from its opened wound in its throat. It's still kind of breathing, and it just looks terrified as you bite down into it with your elongated fangs from remnants from the essence of Tarkag that you just drank, in addition to the very frightening visage you just donned. And you tear into it, and the blood is hot and thick, and it smells repugnant, yet you can't stop yourself from swallowing. And in doing so, you take 1 point of corruption. But your needs are met. I was being gentle with you as you just ate a being of chaos and probably should have taken more. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, Seamus, control yourself. Look at you. Have some self-respect.
No response. I'm just digging in. My face is all bloody.
It's at this point.
Does Gerard see this?
Yes. Gerard is in terror. He is white as a ghost. He apparently, well, you'll have to talk to him to see exactly what he saw, but he is horrified at what is happening before him. And he's taken up his spear, and he's kind of like leveling it in Seamus's direction now.
Gerard, put that down, my good friend. There's no need for that. He would kill you.
He looks wide-eyed, and he's a beast. He's a beast, and he starts calling out to the refugees at this point in their own language.
Do I see or hear this happening?
Yeah, Seamus, you don't need to eat anymore unless you just want to. It'd be gross. But you're free. You're free to stop at any time. And yes, you would hear this. As your body begins shifting back into its normal self, you did in fact look somewhat like a beast. So he may not be too far from the truth. There may be some unforeseen side effects of imbibing this potion in front of normal people.
Gerard, Hess. Please, just relax. Let's check on our wounded.
I'm gonna need you to make a charm roll.
Ooh, does he find me attractive?
No, definitely not in this moment, especially.
All right. Here we go. That is a 29 out of 37.
Okay, he lowers the spear, but he's still holding on to it tight. And at this point, the other refugees, the ones that are still standing, you notice that there's only 5 there's only 3 left that were from around the wagon. And it looks like there's pieces of the wagon strewn across the floor or the trail nearby. You don't have a head count yet, but you know something happened during the ambush. Only 3 of them come stumbling to where the tree is, and they all have their weapons clutched very tightly, and they're staring at Seamus.
Is Seamus still bestial right now?
No, he is shifted back into his normal form.
I'm gonna try to Are they past the tree right now?
They are not. They're on the other side of the tree. And currently, and at this point, the horses are really looking nervous, and Gerard has to put his spear down to try to keep them calm and keep them from trying to bolt over this tree and therefore destroying the wagon in the process.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hop on top of the tree and kind of point at the horses with the other men, trying to get them to go over there and help.
Okay, and give me a leadership roll. And if you don't have one, it's just going to be fellowship.
I do have leadership.
You do? Okay. Go ahead and give me a straight roll.
Oh, that's 55. That's critical fail.
Do you got any fortune left?
I do. I'm debating. Yeah, use it.
Okay.
Much better. That's 17 out of 37.
Okay. You are a respected man, and 2 of them lower their weapons and begin helping calm the horses. And the third, still staring at Seamus, glances over at Gerard and says something. And Gerard still looks pretty nervous, but he says something back. And the man begins walking towards the wagon, apparently going to try to help take stock of any casualties that may have happened.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to kind of look around and see if there's any, what the head count is and everything, you know?
Okay. Seamus, what are you doing in this moment?
I still have an arrow stuck in my arm.
You do. You do have an arrow stuck in your arm.
All right. I kind of want to look that over. If it's something that I can't pull out myself, have my good friend Marius do it.
Okay. It's at this point, Seamus, that you look down at the arrow and you notice that there appears to be some gangrenous wound that is inflicted on your body, and you may in fact be infected with some disease that these followers may have coated their weapons with.
Oh, that's is it something I can pull out myself, or will Marius have to do it?
You can make an attempt. You got to make me a heal test, which you don't have. So it's an intelligence test at -10 to attempt to remove it without hurting yourself.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Intelligence. I'm a pretty smart guy. Not on this time, though. That's a 63.
Okay, you do not deftly remove it. You do now get a strength check to see if you can just rip it out instead.
Ooh, that is... oh, I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. That is a natural 1.
Yes, critical success. Okay.
Shit.
So Seamus, or Marius, you're standing on top of the tree. You glance over your shoulder, just instinctively, kind of looking in Seamus's direction. And I believe what's your strength bonus again? 3?
3.
Okay. So you see Seamus grab a hold with his left hand, the arrow sticking out of his shoulder, and he just yanks it free. And as he does, he bellows out in pain as you receive 6 wounds. You just lose 6 wounds. Blood splatters from the wound, and he goes down to a knee. He looks very, very hurt.
Very tough, Seamus. And I turn back around. And
Mary, just go ahead and make me a perception check.
That's a 36 out of 39.
Okay, good. A success at least. That's good. So you take stock. There's several. Of course, there's the beastmen that you slew yourself, and there's a handful more that are dead. But there's also 3 men dead around the outside of the wagon. And the side of the wagon opposite of you seems to have been torn into. The 3 dead men are right there, right where it happened. And you notice that there apparently are less people in the wagon than when the ambush started.
Oh, no.
And you don't see the bodies nearby.
Are the horses calm yet?
At this point, Gerard will have them calmed enough that they are not they're not in jeopardy of them bolting off in a random direction. It's going to take time to remove this tree. The forest is too thick to take the cart through if you still want to take the cart. Otherwise, you're on foot.
Yeah. Well, is the cart like irreparably damaged? Is it?
That one side is damaged. It'll still move. It's just kind of like just that one side of the wood is just splintered and useless. It hasn't damaged any of the wheels or any of the undercarriage.
Ernest, would you ask our friends if they know what happened to the people who are not here? Were they taken?
And he looks very disturbed already, and he's still kind of looking over at Seamus. And he glances back, and he starts taking stock himself of the situation. And it's at this point that Gerard stands up and locks eyes with the mustachioed man that is still alive.
He's still alive.
He's one of the 3. He's still alive. And begins talking to him. And it's very quick and panicked. And he turns back around. Master Wolf, he says that they were taken by the fleeing beasts.
Oh. Oh, Sigma. I look towards Seamus. Seamus! Looks like they've taken some of our friends.
Fulcrum.
Whoa! Seamus.
Gerard looks deeply disturbed at Seamus's behavior.
He doesn't mean it, Gerard. He's just, he's coming off a battle.
Marius, we don't have the time to go after these people.
We can't
So
just
let
leave
nature
them.
take its course.
Oh.
Seamus, will they come? Would they come after us, Marius?
I don't know. The nature of the beastmen is terrible.
Marius, we just gotta get out of this country, Marius. Gotta get out of this place. You can't save everybody, Marius. You just can't. Let's get up and go.
I have to ask our friends here what they want to do. I wouldn't be able to go home to Sarah and tell her that I left innocent people to die.
Yeah, Sarah doesn't have to know.
Oh, Seamus. I talked to Gerard and asked him if he talked to the people to see what they want us to do.
And Gerard is interested in the response. He himself kind of hearing this conversation between the two of you. Before he speaks to the men, he's like, and he kind of whispers, even though he probably doesn't have to. Master Wolf, I do believe their fate is sealed. I have seen these attacks before, and in our homeland, and if these beasts are of the same ilk, we will not catch them in time.
I do not like these beastmen in our land or this land. I don't like the idea of them being successful.
Neither do I, Master Wolf. Neither do I. Can you track?
I want you to... I'm not the tracker, but I'm an alright outdoorsman.
And he just kind of at the blanching of not being a qualified tracker. He's like,
I got my rat mask.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but sure. And he kind of glances back towards the other men, and you notice that there are only men left. All women that were with this party are gone.
That's too bad, Marius. But if you go after her,
Sigma,
you're not going to make it home to Sarah, Marius.
It's at this point, Seamus, you have a decision to make. Because you hear, because you have such good perception over everyone else, you hear a scream nearby. You're not sure how far away. It's in the direction that the beastmen fled. It's up to you if you want to say anything to anyone.
I do not.
You don't. Okay.
Shane's going to stay quiet.
Their fate is sealed. And with that, I will allow you to remove a point of corruption as you have made a dark deal of sorts.
A deal with the devil? What are you trying?
And the fate has been sealed of those that have gone missing.
Oh,
Marius.
Charlie is mercy.
Maybe the beastmen will find that village and they'll kill all those people too.
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad. But
And Gerard is equally, he's just stunned at this conversation being had in front of him.
Gerard, before you misunderstood, this village we speak of, they were quite
Pricks.
well, yes, they're quite untoward to us. We saved some of their women from enslavement and all sorts of torture, and how they repay us? They drugged us and tried to sacrifice us in that temple of yours.
Chaos worshippers.
Indeed. So,
Heresy.
if a group of beastmen were to destroy them, I think Sigmar would be okay with it. And
If only we'd be so lucky.
I guess if the people do not want to, if our friends here do not want to rescue their comrades, we can only move forward.
It's at this point that Gerard begins speaking to them, and they just kind of very grimly set their faces. And it is now up to you guys. Are you going to take the time to attempt to remove this log and keep moving? Or are you going to cut the horses free and perhaps maybe one of you ride them? Maybe two of you ride them and the rest move on foot? Or are you just all moving on foot? Now, I will say these horses are not as big. They're more short and stocky. They were made for pulling the cart. So they're not exactly of the quick variety if you do intend to take them.
Could we use them to hold our supplies?
Sure. No problem with that.
Okay.
Ooh, speaking of which, roll me a d10.
Oh, okay. Oh, giddy. That's a 6.
The majority of your supplies are missing. You have about 40% of what you came with left. Apparently, they were either destroyed and cast about, or they were possibly taken in the chaos.
Damn. I'd like to instruct Gerard to cut loose the horses or not cut loose them, but cut loose from the cart and have them bury our remaining supplies and maybe an injured person if we have an injured person.
Okay. All right. He begins doing so, and the men gather and begin performing the task that you have instructed. They're all giving Seamus a very wide berth. All of them. It is also at this moment that, let's see here. How do I want to do this? Both of, you know what, Marius, you roll me a d10.
6.
Okay. Marius, are you still standing up on the log? Are you helping? What are you doing during this time?
Probably helping get stuff on together.
I'm assuming Seamus is just laying somewhere, trying to patch himself up.
Yeah, I'm probably trying to patch up my arm with those bandages if I still have them.
Yeah. We'll say that you're attempting some semblance of first aid despite your lack of skills, but you can at least kind of cover the wound at least. Though you do probably have infection spreading from the arrow that was embedded in your flesh. So unless you happen to have, I don't know, powder that makes diseases go away.
Will the healing powder be considered?
No, they're specifically powder that I believe you did get some during the temple.
You got 2 bottles of potion, and then you got like powder as well.
Yeah, it's a limited use. It has 3 uses, but it is enough to basically expend 1 use, and you'll be able to cleanse yourself of disease. As long as the wound is open and fresh.
Oh yeah, then we'll do that.
Okay. So you can expend 1 use of that and use it. You've seen it used before because Mary's packed one of your wounds not so long ago, similarly with a similar means. So we'll say that you're doing that. I'm assuming you're lounging nearby at least, though. You're not like off by yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm still by that. Yeah.
Okay. It's at this point, Marius, as you're kind of helping, that you hear a rustling behind you.
Oh.
What do you do immediately?
I would probably turn around.
Wielding that pick?
I guess. Hell yeah.
A figure comes stumbling out of the woods in your direction.
What's it look like?
Make a perception test. This is happening rather quickly.
73 out of 39.
It's happening so quick, you can't tell. You at least get a gauge of how tall it is. It's slightly shorter than you, but it is stumbling directly in your direction. It's moving at you at a decent speed.
Okay, like running?
Yes.
I guess I'll just take my pick. And how far away from me is it?
It is closing very quickly. For instance, it's about to be upon you. It is almost in melee range.
All right. I'm gonna get ready for combat.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you taking a swing?
I'd probably try to defend myself first, I think.
Okay. So you grab the pick two-handed, brace yourself. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
All right. That's a 6.
All right, Marius. Last chance. It is technically your turn. Are you going to...
I still can't tell what it is.
This is happening so quick because of things that have happened. You can't tell what or who it is charging you.
I'm going to defend myself.
Okay. Are you going to take a swing?
No. I'm going to try to block it or something.
Okay. You brace yourself. And as soon as you do, the figure, which is apparently a woman that you luckily did not kill moments ago, stumbles out of the foliage, moving at high speed. She wasn't screaming or anything like that. It is the woman that you may have seen with Seamus the previous night.
Oh.
And she stumbles into your arms, into the pick that you have ready, and just kind of collapses against you. I'm assuming you catch her.
Yeah.
You catch her. Her garments are torn and frayed, and there's open wounds across her body, lots of blood. She looks very hurt, but alive. and she just kind of slumps into your arms. The men look very excited and just on edge at what just happened. And Gerard immediately moves up. By the gods, she made it back. And he begins moving to attempt to do some kind of first aid to try to bandage her back together if you don't do so yourself.
Yeah, if he's knowledgeable, I'll let him.
He's not knowledgeable, but he's going to attempt. And he is apparently not very good at it. He just kind of starts wrapping things and taking what kind of spare cloth he has and trying to keep the bleeding down to a minimum. And her eyes are kind of fluttering back and forth.
I'll take one of my health potions and give it to her.
Really?
I shall.
Okay.
Would do that.
So you uncork the contents of your last potion and give it to
I had three potions. So
okay. So you have one more. So not as heroic as I was thinking, but it's fine. It's fine.
What?
It's fine. So you you give it to her. You give her the potion, and immediately you see some of the wounds begin to close, and she takes a deep breath and sits up, and though she's still bleeding and looks very rough, she is at least stable enough to probably move.
Okay. I'll kind of Gerard, make sure she's on one of these horses.
And he'll, yes, Master Wolf, yes, of course. And he gets her saddled up because it's at this point all the tasks have been completed that need to be to continue moving forward. The horses are unsaddled or unhitched from the wagon. The supplies are moved onto them, and one of them has a little bit less supplies on it, and the very wounded woman is placed atop it. And you begin setting off, I'm assuming, in the direction you were moving before.
Yeah.
It's at this point, who is leading the way now?
I'm assuming Seamus.
I probably will. After my wounds are all tended up.
Yes, and Seamus, because you didn't help and you were sitting there, you can recover your toughness bonus and wounds as you essentially took a short rest. Marius did not.
That's what I'm talking
he
about.
recovers nothing.
Oh.
Good guy, Marius.
But he's a good guy, though. He's a good guy. So Seamus, you're leading?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
All right,
in the
go
front.
ahead and make me a perception test, sir.
That is a 15 out of 51.
Good test. All right. So you easily can stay on your same path. You're very, very nervous at your surroundings. Every creak, every twig that snaps, every hoot of the nearby owls as the sun begins to set affects you as you walk a few more hours in the direction you intend to move. Forgetting completely about the men that you've lost and the possible women that are suffering a fate more than likely worse than death as you've left them behind to the wiles of the local beastman tribe. It's at this point
I never
you
knew
guys
their
can,
names.
It's true, you never did. You can't even speak to them technically. It's at this point you guys can make camp if you so choose, or you can keep pressing on.
I feel like Samwise Gamgee and Frodo over here is turning dark.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's that sword, Mr. Frodo. Throw it in the fire.
You want it for yourself.
Indeed. Are you guys making camp?
Is it
Yeah,
getting
probably.
dark?
It's dark at this point. Like
Okay.
the sun is setting.
Yeah, we'll make camp.
Okay. Are we taking shifts?
Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm just gonna go straight to sleep.
Okay. Seamus immediately goes to sleep. He doesn't even offer to take a shift.
What a knob.
Yeah. And Gerard's like, I know. Take first watch with me, Master Marius.
Certainly, Gerard.
You guys set up a much smaller camp than before. Are we going big fire, little fire?
Ooh. This might be big fire night, yeah? I don't know.
Big fire night? Big fire night?
Let's go big fire night tonight.
Okay.
Let's do
You
it.
got enough people with you, and you know,
Yeah.
on you've spent a couple days with them at this point that I'm not going to make you make a check. You're deep in the woods now. You can easily get a hold of enough wood to make a decent sized fire. You get that going. You guys sit down for dinner. Seamus immediately goes to sleep. I'm going to assume you try to attempt to eat something before you go to sleep out of your provisions.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna eat something.
okay. Marius, you are free to take your watch. You can make me a perception check.
Okay. Can I'd like to don my rat mask.
Okay. You slide it on. As you do, Gerard he's nearby. In fact, he's going to probably be close to you since this is a much smaller camp than before. Marius is what is that strange thing you're putting on your face?
We found a couple of these. Actually, we actually found one in Wizardland. Seamus found it, and apparently what it does is it increases one's sense of smell.
And he
Pierce it.
makes a sign with his fingers that you would recognize as kind of like a warding sign. It smells of magic.
I don't know about that. I don't know how it does it, but it has saved our lives before.
Surely it must be demon work, demon craft. Sigmar would not. He would not abide by this.
I feel like Sigma has blessed me enough. And then I put on the mask.
Okay.
And,
You just turn your back on him?
well, I'm just going to be like...
And it's at this
surely
point that
you-
Gerard...
surely-
Yeah, go ahead.
Gerard, you have been in this land for some time, have you not?
That I have, though most of it has been in a cell.
But you have befriended these heathens, have you not?
I would not say we are friends. We were more comrades of circumstance. Fellow man, at least.
Would Sigma abide such friendships with heathens?
I will say that the Allhammer would approve of perhaps turning them from their heathen ways.
I would like to think that Sigma might let us, every once in a while, use things to our benefit. And I put on the mask.
Okay.
And
As you put it on, give me a... We don't have insight, do we? Damn it.
no, there's not insight, is there? There's
No, we do.
there's
we do.
intuition.
Intuition.
Yes.
We'll get it. Give me an intuition test.
Okay. My intuition's not too good. Yeah, it's really bad. It's 93 out of 24.
Okay.
Oh.
You see a flash of expression on Gerard's face as you slip the mask on. And he turns from you and goes to take his watch on the other side of this very small camp. You are free to take your you're free to take your watch, though.
Oh, Gerard, come back.
And he pretends that he can't hear you.
I know you can hear me, Gerard.
Still pretending he can't hear you.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, Gerard. And then I concentrate on smelling.
Okay, make me a perception test plus 30.
All right. That's a 30 out of 69.
Okay. So as you're sitting there smelling, you definitely take in the smell of fresh blood, as it's probably reeking off most of the people here. And of course, there is the ever pungent odor of dead beastmen that is wafting off of yourself, almost gagging you in the process. But there is another unique smell. It appears to be coming off Mr. Seamus McCready. A smell similar to that of the beast you just slew. A smell of possible darkness. But not quite as pungent. Something similar, though. Perhaps Mr. McCready is to be feared. That is yet to be seen. But the rest of your watch goes relatively uneventful. Do you wake Seamus, or do you perhaps pass this off to one of the other men?
I'd wake Seamus.
Okay. Seamus, do you wake up without being jostled?
Yes.
Okay. So Seamus
Before
awakens.
I go to bed, can I check on the woman to see if she's doing better?
Of course. You walk over. She's actually sleeping towards the center of the camp. The rest of the men have kind of made a barrier around her, kind of keeping her in the center. She appears from the previous day's events to be what the beastmen may be looking for. So they're doing their best to protect her. You see her. She is currently sleeping. She appears to be sleeping soundly. You're free to wake her if you wish.
No, I wouldn't wake her if she's sleeping soundly.
Okay.
And so, yeah, then I would just wake up Seamus if he's not awake and go to bed.
All right. Seamus, you are awakened by Mr. Wolf, basically telling you to take your watch at this point. So, do you do so, or do you just go back to sleep?
I'll take the watch.
Oh, are you sure you don't want to go back to sleep?
Well, is anybody else awake, or is it just me?
It's just you right now.
Can I wake up one of the other people and have them do it?
Sure. You could try to do that.
I can try.
You can try.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
Okay, you go to wake one up. He is seeing you as you approach, and you kind of nudge him awake. He immediately shoots up out of bed and goes for his weapon.
Whoa.
And he can't understand you, and he's just kind of... And he has the spear. He isn't leveling it at you, but he's holding it.
I'll kind of have my hands up. I'll put like my palms together and make like put my head on it like I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
And
okay.
try to like hand gesture for him to make the watch or to take watch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're doing this sign language to this savage, this heathen. Go ahead and make me a leadership test at -30 because these people don't like you to see if he will listen to you.
That's a 43 out of 6.
Yes, I'm glad it was a failure. Because he just, he keeps the spear leveled at you, and he lays back down, but he keeps his eye open, just staring at you. Seeing what you're doing.
I will back up and sit on a log and see if I can still see him staring at me.
He's still looking at you. Actively looking at you.
I will just sit there, take my watch.
Okay, go ahead and make me...
Until he falls asleep.
Until he falls asleep? Alright. Go ahead and make me a perception check, just to see.
That is a 23.
Alright, that is, how many levels?
Almost 3 levels.
Okay, okay, good.
Technically
good.
2.
Yeah, alright. Are you going to sleep after he falls asleep, or are you taking the whole watch?
Yeah, I'll probably fall asleep after he does.
Yes. Okay, I like it.
Seamus had a rough day.
Seamus did have a rough day. I agree.
I hope James was followed by a tiger.
You wait about an hour. And he eventually, you see him nod off and relax enough to drift back asleep. It's at this moment, do you just sleep on the log, or do you go back to your bedroll?
I'll sleep on the log.
Okay. Your eyes begin to drift close, and they finally close, and you see blackness. And then suddenly you're startled awake, as there's a hand on your shoulder. What do you do?
I'll probably jump up and turn to my shoulder and see who's there.
Okay, it is the woman from the previous day.
Ooh.
It's still dark. You don't know how much time has passed. But she motions towards your wounds. And though she is quite bandaged and somewhat taking care of herself, she appears to have a bowl in her hands, and there's something in it, some kind of possible paste of some kind. You're not sure.
Is it the same? Is it the same type she used last time?
It appears to be probably a different color, maybe, and probably a more of a yellowish color than the previous poultice.
I trust her. I'll let her do what she needs to do.
Okay. She immediately begins dabbing some on your head where the arrow took you in the head. It kind of packs in the wound. It hurts a little bit, but she starts putting in the poultice onto that, and then she takes her fingers, slide across your chest, unbuckle your armor, slide that off, and she begins removing your chainmail. Do you allow this?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course you do. So, she helps you get out of that, and she specifically begins putting the poultice into the wound in your shoulder. The giant gaping wound where you ripped the arrow out of your shoulder. And she gets that smothered pretty well, and she traces a few of the scars across your chest with one of her fingers. Not saying a whole bunch because you can't understand each other. But she just kind of looks you in the eye as she's doing so.
How does she look? Does she look all tore up?
She's pretty tore up herself. Now, she is apparently patched up herself in the meantime, since Marius did in fact stabilize her. So she still looks pretty, she looks rough, but not like on the verge of death like she was before. But she's
right.
she's of a younger stock, if you remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah, I'll let her just keep doing stuff.
Just keep doing stuff. Well, she just kind of looks at you submissively, and just kind of just tilts her head to the side a little bit and kind of looks at you, possibly waiting on you to do something.
I'll tap the log, tell her to sit down.
Okay. And she will do so. She sits next to you.
Kind of look over her wounds, make sure, pretend I know what I'm doing.
Oh, caring.
Of course,
Try to make myself look cooler than Marius.
Yeah. Of
Oh,
course, yes, indeed.
You left her to die.
That is true. You did, but she doesn't know that. And she didn't. She also didn't see you eat someone. So there's also that.
That's true.
But so yeah, she allows you to kind of look over the ones that you can see without removing any clothing. Are you going to attempt to remove some clothes in the process?
Yes.
Make me that charm roll.
Is she attracted to me?
I will give you, not that it matters for you, but I will give you a plus 20 to your roll because of the events that have been taking place before.
Good. I'm not a very charming person.
You also have a minus 10 because of your jaw being fucked up. So,
yeah.
Damn it.
technically just have a plus 10.
It was going to be so close. It was a 54 out of 41.
Yes. Yes, it's a fail. So you begin to remove the outer clothing, and she kind of flinches, but she doesn't stop you. Are you going to continue?
No.
Okay. All right. So Seamus, you kind of stop and whatnot. You have recovered your toughness bonus and wounds as she has applied the equivalent of a healing potion to your body. Something similar. Whatever they use in Nippon. Whatever this paste is. So you can mark that off. But tonight's endeavors will apparently go no further as she sits up and then walks over to her bedroll and lays back down. Do you go to sleep at this point, or do you finish out the watch now?
I'll probably finish out the watch now. Probably a little more.
Now you're a little jazzed, a little anxious. Yep. I know what that's like. So you finish out the rest of your watch. You see some of those very, very interesting silver owls flying above, a flock of them, in fact, flying in the direction you're going. But other than that, it goes relatively uneventful.
All right.
And we awake the next morning to, Marius, you awake. Seamus is still awake. I need both of you guys to make me endurance tests at plus 20.
Ooh, crushed it. 17 out of 82.
Okay. You gain your toughness bonus plus your success levels in wounds back.
Ooh. All right.
And at this point, Marius, I'm going to say that the woman visits you as well if you're down any hit points, and attempts to patch you up if you aren't at full.
Well, I'm topped out already.
Okay, well then you don't need it. You apparently, despite the tattered appearance that you have, you are within very, very good fighting order at least. So you awaken. You have food. You still have rations to eat off of. It helps that there's not as many people eating, so there is that.
I guess there's that.
There is that. You're down about half of what you started with. So yeah. You continue marching forward. At this point, Seamus, make me a perception test. You are within, from your prior knowledge, you're within maybe a day or two of your destination.
That's a 42 out of 51. So success.
42 out of 51. Okay. So, first off, I should mention, as you guys wake up, you begin getting your things together and begin moving. Marius, I need you to make me a perception test as well.
Oh, no. Oh, it's a 3 out of 39.
Okay. All right. So what originally was going to be a dark deal for Seamus is not now, because Marius noticed. You will have noticed, Marius, that you can't find Gerard.
Oh, did he kill him?
His gear's gone. He may be dead. Who knows? Seamus may have murdered him in the middle of the night, for all you know. But all of his bedroll's missing, and his gear is gone.
Looks like we lost Gerard. Seamus. Did you see him scatter off?
Not that I recall.
You did not actually see him do that.
You were on watch, weren't you? I mean, of course you would have seen him.
Yeah, he might be a little sneaky though. I did get up to take a piss, so maybe he did it then.
Yeah, there was the whole sensual moment that you had last night that may have distracted you.
Marius doesn't need to know about that.
That's true. I think you're a little bit of a bastard, Seamus. And I've got to be like, I'm going to try to communicate to these Nipponese.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as best I can, like, we got to go.
Yeah, you try to convey what you can, and the woman, the mustachioed man, begins speaking to the woman specifically, and she, though she doesn't attempt to speak, she somehow conveys meaning to them, and they begin following you, like they have been.
Suspicious.
Possibly.
Yes. Marius takes a mental note, and he will. Yes, I guess we just continue on.
Okay, you continue moving forward. Seamus, with your perception check from earlier, you will hear before of everyone else, since you are leading the pack. You hear what can only be described as combat. Now, it's very distant, but it's obviously a very large-scale battle of some kind. You can hear it through the woods. You're not in any kind of elevation to see anything yet, unless you decide to climb a tree or something. But you definitely hear distant battle cries and explosions. They're very far away, so far that the normal people with you probably wouldn't be able to hear it, but you're a very perceptive man. So you can definitely hear that there is something going on, and it is somewhat in the direction you are heading. But you would also know that it also sounds more like it is more focused back in the direction of the village that you were abducted from all those many days ago, possibly a week ago at this point. You would kind of get an idea, grasp that that's where the sound is coming from. But you do not see anything, and you are free to tell your party if you so choose, or not.
Yeah, I'll turn to Marius and say, Marius, have you ever seen what what happens after a beastman has its way with a person? How do you know if a beastman might, have done stuff?
I don't know, Seamus. I haven't had too much experience in the matter. I mean, there was that poor woman that we rescued from Tarkag. We left in the care of Mother Inga. I was pretty sure her virtue was taken by one of those foul things.
Not her virtue.
Those beastmen are a scourge. That's why I would see my pick in every single one of their skulls.
We need to keep an eye on that woman, just in case.
Very well.
By the way, Marius, I think there's some fighting happening over in that village.
Oh, you don't say. It must be terrible for them.
Okay.
Well, shall we press on?
You don't want to go take a look, Marius,
I mean, normally Marius is a a good man. I forgive, but we saved them, and then they betrayed us to Chaos Gods. So I am not concerned with what is happening down there.
Marius,
I mean, unless you want to
forgive.
go, Seamus. I mean, Seamus, are you telling me you want to go? I mean, if you really want, I mean, I guess we can go kill things.
Marius, there's nothing more than our love is to sit and watch as that village gets burned and those people get killed.
I'm glad these people don't understand what we're saying.
But, Marius, you're a good guy. I'd hate to tarnish your image, so, if you want to go, we can go.
Thank you, Seamus. Let's go.
So are you heading in the direction of the village?
Hell no.
Oh.
Good guy.
Okay.
Good guy Marius doesn't want
Good
to.
guy Marius showing his true
Good guy
colors.
Marius is very upset.
That's fine.
Not only did
It's
that,
fine.
they stole his Bugman's ale. I mean,
It did. There is always that. And that's
That
the
was it.
worst transgression leveled against you.
it is. I mean, they also let me remind our viewers that someone in that village took my bandages and wiped their ass with them and then put it back in the bag.
It's true.
Plenty
right.
more reason to go return the favor.
I mean, what are we gonna do? Just go down there and try to kill them all? I mean, I don't know.
That's true.
You take,
Man.
you take your Bugman's ale and then you wipe your ass with someone's stuff.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that's good.
I haven't. I never
One of
will.
my finer moments. So
you can forgive, but you can't forget, Marius.
Exactly. Marius sometimes has a little bit of vengeance in his heart.
A little bit, just a tad. Don't touch the face. So
touch
with
my
that,
Don't touch
with
my
that,
ale.
yeah.
Don't wipe your ass on my things.
Oh man, I'm controlling myself. Okay, so Seamus, he began leading the party once again. The rest of the men seem oblivious to what's happening. The woman does perk up once and look over there, but she doesn't say anything.
Can I do something real quick? Can I?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Can I kind of walk, I guess, or kind of turn around and look at her, and then say, not trying to change my expression too much, but to try to go, look behind you. See
Okay.
if she does anything.
And let's see what she does. She just kind of stares at you, and she kind of stops for a second, looks at you.
Okay, I turn back around and continue on with Seamus.
Okay. Continue on like normal. She falls in line. Looks, you can't really read her that well, but yeah. So you keep moving forward. At this point, you cover almost the most of the day without seeing much, Seamus, outside of the constant sounds of battle, which are now getting louder and louder. And at this point, the people following you are looking very nervous as they can hear them as well. And that's when Seamus McCready... Nothing too crazy happens. I'm not going to mess with you that bad right now. Right towards the end. No, okay. I wouldn't do that. But you do, however, hear something slightly off the beaten path. And are you going to be taking Maris with you, or are you just going to keep powering through? What are you going to do? It's close enough to where it might warrant an investigation, but it's always your choice if you do so.
Yeah, it's like, probably tell Marius I heard something. Marius, I heard something in these, was it in the trees? Or farther ahead or behind us?
It's off to your right through the trees. It can't be too far for you to hear it. It's close enough, probably within 100 feet or so.
It's like, maybe there's something in these trees. Off to the right over here. Doesn't sound too far. Should we take a look in case we're being followed?
Sounds like a plan.
Right, I'll go first. You just stay behind me. You're good at, killing things.
Thank you.
Are you guys going stealthy?
I'm gonna go stealthy.
Yes.
Okay. Make that stealth check.
Ooh. I got a 25 out of 27.
Not too bad.
I got
18 out of 26.
Wow. Okay. Surprisingly, both of you make little noise. I'm assuming you do your best to try to tell them to kind of stay where they're at. The refugees with you. Yeah. And they could probably get the gist of what you're trying to do. You start slinking off into the thick woods. You get about 100 feet, and then you realize it might have been a little bit further. Not much, though, as you hear and then see a figure running through the woods. It is definitely a man of Nippon dressed in soldier garb. The wooden pauldron across the chest and one of the wooden chest piece, then a cracked and worn wooden pauldron on his right arm, and he looks to be fleeing something. Are you guys acting in this moment as there's a bit of a clearing up ahead that he's running out of, and he's running in your direction?
He's running towards us?
He's running towards you. He doesn't see you. He's just running in that direction.
I'd probably let Seamus act first if he's...
Yeah, how far away is he?
He's probably about 60 feet from you. Within a range if you want to take a shot.
Yeah, I can definitely tell he's a man of Nippon.
You can, yes, from the armor and the bright red color scheme that he has upon him, you can definitely tell what he is. He's definitely a soldier in some kind of army or something that you have seen before.
Okay.
Now, he's not wearing the mask. He's not wearing the rat-like mask that you've seen on the people that have captured you and then the ones you saw in the monastery. He's not wearing a mask at all. He's just a normal, looks like almost like the guys that you're traveling with. Except for better armored and armed.
Is it the same type of like colors as the town that we came across?
Yes, it is a similar color scheme.
Same colors as that village.
Not identical, but similar.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll
not
probably
that
wait
you
for them to
guys
get
would
into
understand that, but
I'll probably wait for him to get to that clearing, and I'll take a shot at him.
okay. He moves into the clearing.
Alright.
And
I don't see anything else like behind him.
make me a perception check.
Ooh, I failed that one. 87.
You don't see anything. You just see him running in your direction.
All right, going in for a shot.
So you're going to take a shot?
I'm taking a shot.
Okay. You
Take
level
shot.
you level your crossbow. Go ahead and make a shot.
It's a 24 out of 56.
Okay, 24. Let me see where that hits. All right. So you actually take him in the left arm, which looks like it was heavily wounded already. It's missing the armor. And with the amount of damage you do, you take him in the shoulder, and that apparently was the straw that broke the camel's back, because as he's moving, he spins with the impact as the bolt thuds into his body, and he skids across the ground. He's not dead, but he's groaning. He's like, oh, and he's trying to sit up. And as he sits up completely, you see stalking behind him 3 figures emerge from the tree line. Very, very tall figures. Very lithe figures. Dressed in a disturbing manner that neither of you have ever seen before.
Oh.
They appear to be women. And judging by the ears, they're definitely elves.
Damn it.
Their skin is as pale as the moon, and it's matted with thick, coagulated blood. Their hair has been slicked back and congealed into a mass of curls and twists, and it's also a dark red crimson. The makeup on their face, if it is makeup at all, appears to be smears, which is probably more than likely blood itself. And they each have 2 very, very small daggers that look more like they're there for inflicting pain than actually killing their foes. But if that wasn't enough, they are the most scantily clad women you have ever seen. There is almost no clothing, barely anything covering any kind of form of modesty they might have. And there are scars and wounds across their body, some fresh, some old, and blood aplenty. And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken. And we'll see how this goes. You revealed your position to a group of witch elves. This is going to be great,
Yep.
I assure you.
Oh, no.
So they're witch elves?
Well, yes, but I mean, Seamus and Marius probably have no idea what that is, but yes, they are witch elves.
Nope. Yeah.
But yes, indeed. But great game, guys. Good game. You survived the battle. Still haven't got that fate point used yet. I really want someone to use it.
I thought you were going to get Seamus.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Seamus is just going to end up turning into a chaos spawn, so it's fine. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm the Forsaken, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You might be the Forsaken. Campaign's about him.
Fulfill my destiny.
Exactly. Destiny. It awaits. Similar
I'll
to
kill
how
Marius.
Jesus. Similar to how we end all of our episodes as of late. Let's go ahead and talk about any moments you might have enjoyed or possibly hated, starting with Jumbo Smooth. Anything stick out tonight?
I enjoyed Seamus eating that Minotaur.
I'm glad you reminded me, because I totally forgot for a second. I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He just took that. Yeah, so that's good. I'm glad.
I was worried if I just stood there, you'd be like, roll for your stamina, and you'd be like, oh, you failed. You want to eat Marius? I'm gonna be like, oh,
that would have been a possibility, of course. But I'm glad you reminded me. It's good. It was a good moment.
That's
I agree.
I do too.
I do enjoy how everybody's afraid of me now.
Yes, they are definitely afraid of you. I would say you were quite terrifying, and you ate one of the beastmen in front of them. Pretty gross. Not gonna lie. So yeah, indeed.
I also enjoyed Maris's religion talk with Gerard.
Indeed, of course. I mean, who could forget? Who could forget the great debate of our time?
He got so pissed he left.
He did. He just left. He's left. So I guess you won. I mean,
I guess so.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I
guess we'll have to find out.
I shook his faith to its core. You know.
You might have.
You might have.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see him again.
I enjoyed also Seamus leaving all those people to die.
Yeah, that was super messed up. No moral consequences, of course. There will be no repercussions for that.
I got a point back.
You did get a point back for that because it was super messed up. So yeah, there's that. But I definitely enjoyed the way you guys handled combat. It went pretty well. I was hoping somebody would get critically wounded and be dead, but that's fine. That's fine. I want a death before we end this campaign. It would be great for me. Nah, you got too many fate points. It's not going to happen. But as usual, let's go ahead and close this out. I had fun. I think that you guys had fun. It was a good game. So, just because it's getting late, I have been Jumbo Thick, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And if you do have comments, leave them down in the comment section. We love to read them. We do, in fact, read them all. And we will respond as best we can. So, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Have a good day.